To get from private to sergeant, you gotta take a test, you know? So in the kitchen, or prep cook to a line cook, you have to put in some hours. And the more time you spend in the restaurant, the more battles you win with the chef during service, he'll push you up. By the time you become sous chef, you've already gone through some of the major wars that the restaurant has gone through. Then I don't have like a story of like my grandmother was making a sauce and I fell in it when I was a baby and then I became prodigy chef, and I'm just like, it's not one of those. It's like, basically I had nothing else going on in my life, and the only thing that I could do without a college degree was cooking. I grew up in the South Bronx, and my first real job in the kitchen was in McDonald's on 34th Street, 8th Avenue, which is still there, by the way. I started there when I was 15, and then I went on and worked at White Castle, Burger King, Starbucks. But in the South Bronx back in the early 90s, I was surprised that I survived past 21, you know what I'm saying? And I had an opportunity to leave New York and move to the West Coast, where I learned a West Coast flavor profile, the best ingredients in the world. I realized that products are the most important part. You can have a big name, but if you're not buying the right products and you don't know where your food comes from, it separates the best from the worst. Ended up coming back to New York, and I decided to enroll myself in a culinary school. People that came out of jail were like part of it, like it's like a work study program. It would only cost me like $4,000 instead of $40,000 as the other culinary schools did. I used to come into work at these restaurants and work for free for 3 hours before my shift, work with the chef himself, because he was there early, and I can mold myself into all-around chef that A, people can respect, and B, people can follow, and I'll be able to lead. Then I opened Tard with Chef Marcus Glocker, where we won Best New Restaurant in the James Beard Awards, 3 New York Times and 1 Michelin star. And then the owners give you that final stripe. All right, now you're gonna be the chef of this restaurant, and you're gonna look after 45 of my employees. Every day you get judged on your work. Every day you need to like work your way out of the hole and push your way up. At the end of the night, you can crack a couple of beers with your guys and say, look, we got through it, man. I ended up going to Per Se, which kind of culminated my whole journey. The ethos of Thomas Keller's mentality of mentorship, giving back. I reflected on that and I said, you know, I need to do something. My neighborhood has given me so much. I need to give back to my neighborhood. And so Insurgo was started. The last 4 years, we've taught over 1,200 students from Philadelphia to New York to Copenhagen. It's obvious there's not a lot of minorities in the space that I'm in the management role. A lot of these guys, they kind of stop right at the line cook position. A, they're afraid of immigration situations, or B, they don't want the responsibility. We teach students about farm-to-table practices, how to cook, use products they never used before, and use products that are in season. Social entrepreneurship is first, empowerment is second, and having grit and resiliency is third. We try to teach them that it doesn't matter what environment you come from, as long as you work hard, you can achieve anything. We've worked with our students at the Dwight School for about 12 weeks. They are planning, throwing a dinner party for their parents. We are doing a pop-up restaurant in the library.
The point of the program was to devote students to real-world mentors. Chef Harold and his team came in and brainstormed with students, and he really gave students a lot of power in terms of creating an exceptional evening for their families.
They planned, they set the menu, the table map, and also how the run of the show is going to be. And my team and myself are just there to supervise.
I learned so much about how to create a restaurant and the leadership behind it, such as all the organization it takes and all the planning. I look at restaurants differently because now I know what the behind the scenes looks like.
It really feels like we're getting our hands on the food and we're cooking, and it's just a great feeling. Well, thanks.
You've been with us for almost 12 weeks now. And this I set the tone, but then at the end of the day, the kids really set the tone themselves, and the dinner becomes a life of its own.
Watch where your feet go. Left hand, hold it tight.
Go, 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 go. Talk to each other. Be friends. You guys are Facebook friends. Make it happen. Let's go. Again, you're not sweating. You're not working hard enough. Let's go, baby. Give me 10. Let's go. At the end of the day, if they can tell me that they had a great time, I'm going to cook with my parents, and I'm gonna go shop at the farmer's market, and I'm gonna ask where my food comes from. More conscious and be able to teach their parents what they learned working with the Insurgo project. I mean, that's a success for us. With the cooks, usually it's with beers. Here, with these kids, it's ice cream for their hard work. Super fun for me to be able to show these kids something that I've learned throughout my career.